Stop everything because what was meant to be a fun celebration quickly turned into a crime scene. There were cocktails, and the main suspect, Rem, walked in like she had nothing to lose but everything to say. Yes, it's true. Rye showed up, uninvited at Papoose and Claressa's extravagant engagement party, and completely transformed the event into a reality show-style reunion, complete with real blood, real shade, and real consequences. No speech, no warning, just one intense stare and the sound of her high heels clicking as she walked through the room like she was confronting her own past. Then, out of nowhere, she dropped a bomb. You brought her to my city, gave her my blueprint, and called it love. That single line completely shattered the atmosphere. The champagne stopped, people's lashes fluttered nervously, and Papoose looked like someone had ripped out his soul. What happened next was pure chaos. Screaming, phones going off, guests scrambling, and Claressa looking ready to throw hands in stilettos. Was this a moment of revenge, a warning, or a well-planned takedown months in the making? Buckle up, because we've got footage, eyewitness accounts, and receipts so wild they could get someone kicked out of hip-hop history. This wasn't a celebration, it was an ambush. Let's rewind and dive into the chaos. It was supposed to be a night of celebration. Papoose and Claressa Shields, representing both hip-hop loyalty and boxing loyalty, had just announced their engagement, and what better way to show off their love than with a high-profile, star-studded event at one of Atlanta's most exclusive rooftop venues? Cameras were rolling, stylists were on standby, champagne was pouring non-stop, and the energy was loud and delusional. But beneath all the glitter and smiles, a storm was brewing, and that storm went by the name of Rem. She was the woman who had once been Papoose's ride or die, the original queen of loyalty. She had been there for him through a prison sentence, career changes, and industry shifts. Now she watched from the sidelines as he showed off a new ring on a new hand, beside a new queen. Or at least, that's what he thought. The thing is, Remy wasn't supposed to be there at all. Sources claim her name wasn't even on the guest list, and she hadn't received an invitation. In fact, people within Papoose's inner circle allegedly said they were told, if Remy shows up, handle it quickly. But how do you handle someone like Remy? You don't. You just hope she doesn't walk in too late, right in the middle of the second hour of the party.
I wanna say happy birthday to me, yeah. I wanna say happy birthday to me. My girl Leah got my boo right there.
Just as Claressa finished her fifth bride of the night toast and Papoose was once again recounting the story of how they met at just the right time, the music suddenly quieted. The doors opened and in walked Remy. No words, no introduction, just that iconic, slow, deliberate walk. Her hair slicked back, wearing a black dress, black nails, and red eyes locked onto one target. The entire room froze, even the DJ lost his beat. You could feel the air being sucked out of the room. Now keep in mind, this wasn't just any party. It was a full-scale PR stunt, a rebranding moment. It was supposed to be a celebration of love, with media outlets calling it cute, complete. With professional lighting, influencers posing like they were at the Met Gala. But when Remy entered, it was no longer a celebration. It felt more like a funeral with free drinks. Sources say Claressa tried to act unbothered, even whispering something to her stylist, supposedly saying, "She won't make a scene, not here." Oh, honey, she was. Wrong, because here's the thing. Remy doesn't raise her voice, she raises hell. She didn't come to scream, she came to destroy careers. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. This isn't just about a woman scorned, this is about history. Remy and Papoose weren't just a couple, they were a brand. They were the face of Black love for years, appearing on red carpets, sitting on talk shows, and posting each other every Thursday like clockwork. But once rumors of Papoose and Claressa started circulating, sightings in gyms, podcast appearances, and interviews with too much chemistry, the tension was building. Remy went silent, no denials, no damage control, just quiet. And that, silence, that's when you know something was being planned. Back to the party. Remy didn't even glance at the people trying to stay relevant or the rappers making noise. She walked straight to the center, where Papoose and Claressa were posing for the photographer like they were in a Tyler Perry film. She stopped. The room held its breath, and Claressa looked at Papoose straight in the eyes. With a smile so calm, it sent chills through the crowd. Remy said, "You brought her to my city, gave her my blueprint, and called it love." That wasn't just a statement, it was a warning. From there, all hell broke loose. Phones were pulled out, security scrambled, and a bartender shouted, "Oh, hell no," as they ducked behind the bar. But Remy didn't flinch. As she turned to leave, she landed the final blow. "Enjoy the ring, it still smells like me and X." No yelling, no dragging, just destruction wrapped in designer with all the dignity intact. Papoose couldn't speak, Claressa couldn't blink, and the crowd couldn't stop talking. By the time Remy left, the internet was already buzzing. Someone uploaded the full clip to TikTok with the caption, "Remy M just crashed Papoose's party and turned it into a funeral. Rip Black Love." And that was only the beginning, because what followed wasn't just drama, it was war. Remy exited like a boss. No drama, no dragging, just verbal annihilation and the sound of heels clicking on marble floors. Inside the venue, everything came to a halt. The music stopped, the DJ quietly unplugged his equipment, and Claressa stood frozen, staring blankly as if she'd just been hit with a punch from karma itself. Papoose looked like he had just witnessed a financial crash, in his own name. No one knew what to say. What do you even say when the blueprint shows up and reminds everyone she owns the place? But the real chaos was still unfolding. As Remy's car pulled away, phones were already lighting up. Within 30 minutes, clips were everywhere. Reel went public, airing everything out. What was meant to be a party was now the start of a Netflix docuseries. The way Papoose stood there, silent, said it all, guilty. By the time the sun rose, the footage had spread across Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, and probably even in your aunt's WhatsApp group chat. But that was just the beginning. An anonymous close friend of the bartender sent DMs to multiple blog pages, showing screenshots that allegedly came from Papoose himself. These weren't just casual texts. They were heartfelt, emotional, late-night confessions. One message said, "I didn't plan it like this, she was just there when Remy wasn't." Another read, "I miss how quiet it was with you. This party ain't it." And you know how the internet is. Once it gets its hands on contradictions, it goes wild. People started reposting old interviews where Papoose once said, "Remy is the reason I know what real love looks like." Those clips were now being stitched together on TikTok with comments like, "Ain't no way this is the same man who gave that speech just to throw it all away for bottle service and boxing gloves." In an exclusive interview with the LY Gossip podcast, a venue manager, whose voice was disguised, said that the moment Remy walked in, the entire atmosphere changed. Everyone froze. Security asked if they should step in, and Papoose said, "No, let her talk." That's when I knew it was over. "Excuse me, you let her walk in and destroy the whole vibe? That's not security. That's sabotage with bottle service." While the public was buzzing, reposting footage, and picking sides, Claressa Shields was plotting her own comeback. She posted a full-body glam shot with a perfect caption, "Queens, don't compete with ghosts, they rule." Well, girl, that ghost just walked in, knocked your crown off, and left without even smudging her lipstick. The comments? Unforgiving. "Your party got hijacked like a reality show finale," one said. "Not you calling her a ghost when she built the castle you're trying to decorate." Remy dropped one line and ended your whole era. Sit down. But Claressa wasn't done yet. She went live, slick ponytail, glossy lips, and a smile that screamed, "I rehearsed this in the mirror." She stared directly into the camera and said, "She had her moment, but I'm the future." And just like that, Not Me Queen started trending. Even those who had supported Claressa just a week ago were switching sides. They were saying she should have handled it with grace, not shade. Remy walked in with class, while Claressa fired back. Like, A newbie influencer craving followers, the drama quickly turned into a petty contest. Papoose attempted to post a statement. "No one wins when the family feuds. Let's focus on love." Sir, you started this feud when you proposed in front of flashing cameras next to the woman you allegedly texted about Remy just weeks ago. The comments tore him apart. "You're quoting Jay-Z while betraying your past. Go write vows for your ring girl, not statements for us. Your legacy was finished the moment Remy said hello." Behind the scenes, things were escalating fast. Sources say one alcohol sponsor pulled out of the upcoming campaign with Claressa and Papoose. A reality show pilot deal is now indefinitely on hold, and a major music magazine canceled their cover story with the power couple. Guess who's now being offered a solo interview and cover feature? That's right, Remy. Everyone wants to hear her side of the story. But here's the kicker. She hasn't said a word. No posts, no tweets, no interviews, no comebacks. Just one night, one line, one exit, and silence that spoke volumes. Fans are now deep in conspiracy mode. They're analyzing the timing, wondering who really knew Remy was going to show up. Some even believe a stylist on Claressa's team leaked the party location to Remy. One user wrote, "This wasn't random. Remy walked in like she knew exactly who'd be there. She didn't crash the party, she ended it." Others are wondering, was this a party or a setup that backfired? What happened wasn't just public humiliation, it was a complete collapse of reputations. And Claressa? She's still trying to hold on to her image with hashtags and rhinestones. Will a diss track drop? Will Papoose and Claressa even make it to the wedding? Because at this point, the only thing they've married is their reputations to disaster. What began as a love story ended as a cautionary tale about never underestimating a woman who helped shape your life. Remy didn't need the last word. She already had the only one that counted. Now that the dust has settled and the glitter has been cleaned up, one question remains. Did Remy just walk into a party, or did she step into a legacy that was never hers to lose? Papoose thought he was celebrating a new beginning, and Claressa thought she was standing victorious.